and keenly contested 9th place semi-final right down to the wire. Uganda versus Mexico is the next order of play. The winner of this will head into that final. And these two will be as familiar as anyone with one another because they played each other in the pool. In fact, it was their final pool match which took place earlier this morning. So it was a quirk of the classification draws. Here is Uganda versus Mexico Part 2, and the Cranes, with lofty ambitions, came up against tough opposition in the form of Germany and Kenya. They got their win, 14-14, against this outfit in green, but there were glimpses of Mexico beginning to find their groove. Tries from Emilio Sanchez and Ricardo Ansira getting their scoring underway for the weekend in Dubai.
How are you going to guys?
They are without Farid Samano, who is still suspended. Hollywood is one of the best in the business, up and coming in the game. She'll have a firm hand on the tiller of this one. As the call comes through, that we're good to go.
Going right? Cool. Just keep them on side.
Mexico awaits. It's important to get as many points as possible on this World Rugby HSBC Sevens Challenger, no matter the destination, no matter the classification match. And Uganda know that all too well, having finished 6th in consecutive Challenger events ever since this format was introduced as a promotion pathway to the HSBC Sevens. There is more jeopardy than ever for HSBC Sevens nations at the top. 4 nations from this challenger could well go up to the highest echelons of the game.
Okay, tackle release.
They play their very best stuff at the Madrid Grand Final. Uganda need to get there first, and they go surging down that right edge in the hands of Alex Atorinda, a mountainous man that stops. Fizzed ball cuts out the entire middle part of the field, and another flat ball invites Ian Munyani to go galloping, but he's cut down short and grazes the pane. Brilliant defence.
Uganda, you guys here?
It was that big ball that cut out play, and Adrian Casito found the rangiest man on the field, but even those long levers couldn't extend all the way to the line. So Mexico
Option. Okay, scrum.
avert danger, but then land themselves right back in hot water with a crooked throw.
Okay. Marks the cross.
Earlier this morning, Uganda stormed into
Crouch!
an early lead.
Bind!
It's one they never relinquished. It was the second half where Mexico found their footing. They need to start quickly here, otherwise they'll get picked off by predators like Casita.
On the line.
Stop 2 meters short.
Penalty is advantage.
Munyani slings one to the right. The overchase, so difficult to defend. And Dennis Atwal is in and across. And the Twig Man, as they call him, gets his first try of the weekend in Dubai.
Mexico, clear the 22. Clear the 22.
One long ball,
Thank you.
very tough for Emilio Sanchez to defend out there on his own. Well, William Nkorome, who is known as Maradona, demonstrates his footballing skills with a sweetly struck conversion.
Keep them on you.
He's back on the ball with Uganda. 7 points to the good with 3 minutes played. Almost claimed in disguise by Ian Munyani. Ruck Lawston Mexico are playing with 6 because Franco Guerrero is down injured. Galindo drops a shoulder. Mexico are attacking in the middle of the field, and Guerrero gingerly raising himself as Christopher Cole Reyes finds himself isolated. Casito driving the tempo. Casito linking up with Kasinga. Munyani gets set upon by 3 Mexican players who come thundering through. They lose their footing. Not tidy enough on the blast. Eto'o, the try scorer. Massan Ganzira. No look ball. Oh, it's gorgeous from the Ugandans. Telepathic with Timothy Kasinga. All created by Isaac Massan Ganzira, who went dancing through the jerseys and just knew instinctively where Kasinga would be. Just like he did this morning, scoring against Mexico.
So first one was good, second one was straight off feet. Okay. Time's off, guys. We're making a blood bin.
Franco Guerrero,
Guys, let's check if we're subbing into blood, please.
made his Mexico debut at the tender age of 17. Looks to be departing the field for a blood injury.
Hold on, time's off.
So a bit of disruption for Mexico to contend with, as well as the Ugandan onslaught at the moment.
Time back on. Okay, time, you're on.
The Africans leading Central Americans 14 points to 0. And Uganda right back on the ball in the hands of Kasinga, the try scorer. Off to the left-hand side they go. Not much room out there, plenty of green jerseys, so they weave right, then they weave straight, then they power on through, and Dennis Eto'o has a brace. Well, he went looking laterally, and then he found a hole, and then he didn't look back. Dennis Eto'o makes the conversion a simple one for William Nakore. Uganda have raced into a 21-0 lead.
Tell them to take an extra step.
Another devilishly contestable kick, and
Scrum advantage.
Uganda players climbing into the desert skies.
Green scrum.
And the knock-on coming from Mexico. Very little respite for the men in green at the moment.
2 knock-ons, green ball. Okay, Mike's here. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Christopher Cole Reyes retrieves the ball and gets Mexico on their way out the back door. Nicely done. Just about, well, I was going to say just about retained by Enrique Carmona, but isolated. Penalty for Uganda and one last chance to strike. Big shot coming in on Masaganzira.
Tackle! Release!
The defence hungry from Mexico. It's a question of how coordinated it is. They've got Atarinda to deal with here, and they haven't dealt with him too well. The big man scampering free, and he's cruising through. for Uganda's fourth try of the half. His second try of the competition and his second against Mexico in a day. Well, too athletic. He rather hurdled round those last two defenders on the edge, and once he was free, there was no stopping him. No extras to add, but a mighty fine half for Uganda, who lead Mexico 26 points to 0. France great Terry Uarua in there, imparting his wisdom from many, many years on the HSBC Sevens. And a lot of their joy in their match this morning stemmed from good kicking. And Christopher Cole Reyes has the chance to get a good one off the start, and that's pinned perfect, but the lifting pod does their job for Uganda, and there's room down here on the right. Hold tight, sit back, and enjoy the speed that has just been fed. Dennis Atwahu free and scoring a hat-trick try. He's got scoring pedigree, this man. 27-year-old has 3.
Take an extra step on kick-off. Extra step on kick-off.
Conversion taken in a hurry. Means we're right back into the action. 6 minutes remaining. Uganda in full command and looking to land that one on the moon that is shining in a crescent in the dark skies out here tonight. Mexico, though, retain the ball, and they use one of the Ugandan defenders as a speed bump. Adrian Casito does stop his man. Off goes Enrique Carmona, Baja California man. Oh, left behind, and Mexico in a muddle.
Sub, green 4.
That'll be the last bit of action.
Sub.
Christopher Cole Reyes
Okay.
is involved in. It was spill forward by Ravia Beltran. He's one of the more experienced heads out there for Mexico.
Okay.
He played Vancouver back in 2022. Rodrigo Ripoll is crouched and ready to put a bit of pressure on Adrian Casito, who is proving to be a classy operator. And he once again carves out room on the edge. This time it's Bartholomew Casito, the new kid on the block, scoring here in Dubai, his second of the competition. 1 against Germany, 1 now against Mexico. And Uganda can officially start dreaming of that 9th place final. It looked good. Didn't quite have the direction.
Okay.
Well, Casito, 23 years old, and he's a big fan of his teammate Aaron Afoyworth. It is incredible when the youngsters break onto the scene that you have to remember that they're playing with their heroes, and they in turn are set to be heroes for the next generation. That was a brave ball to catch and a brave line for Hollywood to run. She almost stops the Mexican attack, but play on.
Not now.
Sensible refereeing, no impacts materially on the passage, and Mexico have some space. Nice footwork from Carmona. Tipped on one more time. Carmona at halfback. Mexico feeling good. Rodrigo Ripoll goes back into heavy traffic and bumper to bumper in there. Enrique Carmona gets put in reverse by the shoulder of Desire Ayera. The big crunching hit delivers a penalty to Uganda. Kizito links up with Casito. Casito plus Casito equals more tries for Uganda. And it's all looking very, very easy for the Cranes.
Go.
William Nakore strides away. The walk of a man who knows he's off to the next round. Adrian Casito backing up his hat-trick from this morning against Mexico with a solitary one here now. Well claimed by Jose Laranja Martinez. Better from Mexico, who changed the point of attack, and a few pleasing angles coming in. Ricardo Ancira, try scorer this morning. Now Mexico would like to get on the board again. Ripoll, beautifully timed pass. Here come Mexico, unlocking the Ugandan defence, but it's a brilliant tackle from Bartholomew Casito. Running out of room on the touchline, so they go back inside, and the hits keep coming on Martinez. Ripoll, no, he could have reached himself, you wonder.
Take a step.
But instead, he selflessly flipped it up for Emilio Sanchez.
I agree. Okay. Okay. 6 black sub. 6 black sub.
There's Emilio Sanchez. He's looked really good when given a bit of room,
Not
the
told by black,
19-year-old. And he stayed strong. He found Ripoll. Martinez was on the scene. Ripoll again, and it's right here. He could have reached himself, but instead forced one to Sanchez, and it asked too much. But it looks like there was a knock-on from a Ugandan hand in the build-up, because it's scrum to the Mexicans. Ripoll, old-school dive pass, gets the move flowing. Oh, just behind, but Sanchez, full of desire, spinning his way, looking to reach, but he can't quite get there. Gets forklifted in reverse. Agonising for Mexico. Ripoll back onto the ball from Martinez. Carmona transfers. Oh, it's spilled. Ripoll and Martinez involved again. But the rub of the green not coming Mexico's way this time. Carmona, beautiful flip out of the back door.
Are you okay? Yeah. Okay, Mike's there.
No tries coming. But a bit of quality from Mexico in the dying embers of this ninth place semi-final. Final play, free kick to Uganda. Do they fancy a half century? They'll have to go all the way from their 22 if they're to do so.
All on side.
Well, that is a bit of vision, isn't it? And that is married with a bit of pace and an expert pickup. But Casito won't finish it. Or will he? No, he won't, because it's William Nakore. Free-flowing Uganda in a semi-final tri-fest. Oh, they did so well to keep it alive. Guess who? Adrian Casito. All the good stuff happening around that man for Uganda right now. And William Nkore rounds off the performance and bags a couple from the conversion. Uganda close out this semi-final, 50 points to 0 against Mexico. They're off to the